Exclamation everybody, and welcome to Into the Stars. This is an early access game on Steam right now. It is a game that I have kickstarted, so I have access to the early access, but there's also, I believe, you can buy into it as well on Steam. It's a sci-fi FTL-like game, only it's got a little bit of twist on the formula, just a tad, but it is spiritually pretty much the same, as we'll see in a moment here. Graphically very beautiful, except when it comes to the UI, and I'll talk about all this stuff as we go here. But it is by Fugitive Games and published by Iceberg Interactive. So let's, without standing here on this barren screen, let's do a new mission.
Welcome, Captain. You've been selected to command the Ark-13, the final ship to leave our home.
Alright, so right away you're presented with a bunch of choices, and they sort of front load all of your choices here because you haven't left your station yet, or you haven't left your base yet. You are basically charged with saving the remnants of humanity. Essentially, you have 10,000 colonists that you're going to drag along. They're in cryostasis, or for the most part, they're in cryostasis. And well, I guess that's not technically true because they need oxygen, so maybe they're not. But I think you get my point there. I'm dragging along 10,000 colonists, trying to find a new home. We're being chased by a bunch of aliens, and well, there's the premise for your FTL right there. Except with a little bit of Battlestar Galactica in there, and a little bit of Firefly too, because it's just one giant solar system that we end up flying through. But as I said, up front here, we're going to have a bunch of choices. So first of all, what do I want my guy to be? Do I want him to be a scientist, a military officer? You see it gives you 5 bonus, and I forget what TGH means. I think it's tactician, but I always forget. It's the one that I just forget on all the things here. And entrepreneur, survivalist, blah blah blah. I tried survivalist. It does give you a bonus to your success rates, but that's not really all that great when you look at what your success rates are right now. So I'm just going to try military officer because there is some battling in this, as you will see.
Final module selection.
There's a bit of,
but choose wisely, as
there's
we have limited space on board.
Yeah, computer. There is a bit of bridge commander in this as well, just a tiny bit. It's not as in depth as Star Trek Bridge Commander was, but as you can see up front, I've got to select all these modules, and all I can tell you is this is probably the most, well, this is just not fun. Let's put it that way. This right here, I have to basically go through and I'm just selecting. All the things look the same, right? You can't really tell. The only thing that's really different is how many credits it costs you, and you get 1,000 credits to build stuff up, and how much resources they take. So what you end up doing is trying to mix and match so that you get everything using some sort of resource that will work well. So this one, this takes converts CO2 to oxygen. So I guess that's a good one. I mean, this other one is less credits, but it also requires biomatter, which means I'd have to carry biomatter, which I might have to carry biomatter anyway. It's like I said, it's almost like I'm filling out a spreadsheet, and it's about as much fun as filling out a spreadsheet. To be fair, there's got to be a better way to select this stuff, or better yet, do what every other game does and just give me a ship that's already filled out, right? Or give me a choice of different ships that already have this stuff already equipped. Like, I should be able to select, like, hey, you know what? I just want this, or I want this, or this type of ship, or that type of ship. And if you really want to get hardcore, then you can give me a custom and just let me customize it from there. Like, I want to swap out this life support system for something else, or I want to swap this out for something else. Just giving me an empty ship up front and then saying, click on all the things is not really that great, to be perfectly honest. Plus, I'll harp on the UIs a little bit more as we're going. But again, it should be pointed out, still very, very early. I think this is like version 0.1, so still very early, very, very, very early, as you'll see. Now see, we got simple foods. This one converts. This one needs biomatter to run. This one needs both biomatter and nitrogen. To maintain life, sequencer, heavy consumption, and a high price for this one, biomatter and magnesium, I believe. Like I said, all these might as well just be all the same, because that's about all I can gather from it. So I'm guessing this top one here, the simple foods one, seems simple enough. The engine. Do we want to run entirely off of hydrogen? Probably. Do we want to run off of nitrogen plus CO2? Possibly, but then we have this other life support that requires CO2, which means we'll take away from the life support resources, possibly. I don't know. I don't know. This one, nitrogen and CO2. This one is hydrogen, again. But our top speed is much higher, and it also takes a lot more credits. I'd almost, but it does take less hydrogen, so maybe this is the better one, because the thing that I've noticed is that you will run out of fuel very quickly, and the game is very slow. Your ship, even with that top speed, the ship's going to be very, very slow. So I guess we'll take that engine. Exploration and mining, so we want a shuttle bay. We can have one that runs entirely off of hydrogen, or hydrogen and CO2, or magnesium. I'm guessing since I need a lot of hydrogen for the engine, maybe having it run off of magnesium is the better way to do it. I mean, it's a low end. This is the low end one. I don't know how that affects things, or it doesn't really explain how it affects it. Like I said, these are all like-minded choices as far as I can tell, except by the resources and the credit costs. Griffin probe and the Stockton probes. Burns a lot of magnesium. I guess we'll take that one. And the mining rig, I guess we can just take this one because it's also magnesium. So I just need lots of magnesium. We'll need the combat systems, and I'm running low on the credits here, so we need to be very careful how we do this. So this one is 15 damage with a charge time of 8. This one's 25 with a charge time of 14, and 12 with a charge time of 6. Honestly, is that 50? That's 50, 55, 45. Honestly, I might as well just take the lowest credit one, and I'll tell you why. Your crew misses a whole lot. A whole lot. So getting one with a lot of damage, even you would think getting one with a lot of damage would work out, but honestly, it's all a wash at the end of the day. You might as well just get the low damage one with the shorter charge time. Because it's just, you might as well just save your credits, basically is what I'm saying at the moment. Nothing has been balanced yet in the game, as you'll see. The Blasmo Thunderclap is this one. This is the torpedo system, so damage is 40, charge time is 20, damage 20, charge time 10, 30, 15. I guess we'll just, what is the cheapest one? 65, 60. This guy is the cheapest. Alright, we'll take him. Shields, we want, this is only damage absorption of 5. We got 150 credits, so I think we can probably splurge to get a good shield. Or not. Okay, let's just take that one then. Take the 100 credit one. And then I can get a cargo bay probably. Let's see, 50 credits. What do I have? 40 left. Alright, 25, 15. Alright, so we'll do, that's 50 to maximum resources is 100. We'll do 25 then, and then I get another one for, let's see, 15 probably. Alright, there we go. So we got a little extra cargo space, which is useful, but like I said, the game runs really slowly and you burn through resources incredibly quickly. So having a bigger cargo bay actually probably ends up not helping out all that much in the end. So it looks like from this I need lots and lots of magnesium, a little bit of carbon dioxide, a little bit of biomatter, and a little bit of hydrogen. So
Select
next,
resources that best meet the needs of our modules and civilian population.
as the computer said there. All right. So first of all, so we can store up to 4,350 based on the cargo space that I added in there. So for the magnesium, we're just going to run this all the way up to 2,000, I'd say. That seems like a reasonable thing based on what our consumption is. And I don't think you can type in here, so that's why I'm just kind of holding it down. All right, so 2,000 for that, and then I think probably doesn't look like we need any nitrogen actually, which is nice. So we'll probably take about 500 biomatter. All right, and we'll take 1,000 hydrogen, so I have plenty of fuel to burn. All right, and then the rest will be the CO2. I think that seems reasonable. Can't really tell.
Resources at capacity.
All right, so that's what we're going to take with us when we initially start out, and we'll hit next.
You'll need to select a balanced crew.
And like I said, they front-loaded everything. So now I gotta select the crew members and everything. Like, if all I had to do was select the crew members here, select the ship and then select the crew members, it wouldn't be so bad. But even this is kind of weird because it's like, well, I got all these categories and numbers and stuff, and I assume larger is better, which I imagine it is. But what is this actually? Toughness. That's what TTH is. Toughness. Medical, piloting, engineering, command, and mining. Nice thing is some of these crew members are good in both things. The thing is, you will use your crew in pretty much any role you want. So it's not like I'm assigning a pilot right now. It's more like I'm assigning someone who has good piloting skills and probably also has good engineering skills too, because they may end up running both things, as we'll see in a moment here. So let's see. Let's look at the mining first. So we'll say Nicholas Moore has the best. No, actually Billy Brown has the best mining, and he also has pretty good engineering. So we'll take him. And then let's see. So command, I want to say like Mary Adams seems to have the well, and Alden Smith also. Mary Adams has good medical and also good command, so we'll take her. Let's see, engineering. This guy is, wow, he's got like 3 in the 50s here. He's got mining, command, and engineering in the 50s, so we definitely need him. For piloting, let's see, what's the best pilot we got here? This one, Stan Martin, and that's about all he seems to be really good at. But, oh, Jane Lee, yep, same thing, only really good at piloting. Alright, well, we'll take Stan, because he's a little bit better at some of the other things. And then medical, I think we got the best medical that we had, but I can always look at another one here. So we got Nancy Davis, probably is good. She's got a couple 50s over here, so do that. And then toughness, we need a tough guy. We need a Worf who will always be ignored and be the first person to get hit by the enemies, so that we know that the enemies are mean business. So we'll say Alden Smith. Take that. Alright, and now we are finally, after all of that, what are we into? We're like 15 minutes into the episode here. We're finally ready to ship out.
Entering hyperspace. All hands take position. Hyperspace jump complete.
Alright, as you can see here are the flight controls, which are actually pretty good. WASD, Q and E. Although the A and D are for roll instead of steering left and right, which is kind of weird. Usually it's Q and E that do rolls, but whatever. It's the way they wanted to do it. The camera controls, none of these are rebindable right now. The middle mouse button never works for me, so I'll never be able to use the external camera toggle between free look and follow cameras, unfortunately. But everything else should work, like the free camera and all that stuff. Not that I'm really going to use it, because really you're going to spend most of your time sitting in the captain's chair looking out, rather than in this view, which they start you in, which is the external view.
Normal, Captain. I've attempted to hail the other Ark vessels, but have yet to receive a response.
Alright, so...
Picking up numerous signals now, this system appears to be quite active. You should note that the Scorn likely tracked our movements here and will attempt to follow. We should keep moving and try to reach Titus Nova as quickly as possible.
Right, as the computer says there, that is our goal. You can see from my command seat here how much oxygen remaining we have, 32 days. It goes down very fast, how much food we have remaining as well. Control, whoops, is backwards, that's to slow down. Shift is to go forward, and you can see my speed down the bottom there is going up.
Maximum power.
There we go, the engines are at maximum, our fuel is starting to go down, our ship hit points are there. I'm going to pilot us towards this planet here, so that we can mine it for some resources. If I hit all the number keys do something, so 2 takes me to the map, as you see up there. And you can see this is all just one big system. This is where we want to go to, Titus Nova. And these are all different sectors of this system. We're down here in Alpha Sector. This is the easiest sector. I'm setting a course which just does, the only thing that does is put a little marker for me to see. I still have to pilot it myself to there. You don't want to stay now down in the center here of the screen. You can see I have a little mini map, which is very useful. You don't want to, the squares right now are all blue, which means I'm pretty much safe from the Scorn or whatever they are. However, that will change colors as the threat level increases. As I stay in one place too long, they'll start to catch up with me, and so on and so forth. Traders and whatnot could come by and find me and alert them to my presence.
Engineering alert.
So on and so forth. So you want to keep moving as much as you can. And we got an engineering alert here, so if I hit 5 for crew. This is the random events that happen as you're doing things. So waste overflow. The waste hatches cease to function and civilian waste has begun piling up. Fix the hatch before sickness can spread. So we'll probably need... Now, it doesn't tell me whether I need an engineer for that or what. It just says, like, assign somebody. So here's all the people. So I assume an engineer is what we need to fix that. So I will select Nicholas Moore, and I will say waste overflow. You go do that. Now, he is now working on that. Let's pause for a second. So there is, spacebar does let you pause and go into management mode, which is where we're at now. Which is very important because things just keep on going. Even when you're in you know, the menus and doing stuff, everything continues moving. So it's just, you have to take a breather from time to time. So in this case, what I can, I guess I can't go into it right now. Can I? Crew 5. Yeah, I can. Okay, so you can still move around and do stuff in this mode. You just can't. There's just everything else is paused. It takes time. But in this crew management mode, this is all the crew that I bought or brought with me. Right now they're at full health. That's the red bar. If their health goes down, which will happen based on, you know, if I get attacked or if they get hurt or injured on an away mission, I can assign up to 2 of them to sickbay. Whenever one of these random events happens, you have to assign somebody to it, or you can let the event just play out if you really want to. But you can assign somebody to it. That takes them out of the available pool. So right now, since I'm close to the planet, I can interact with it, which is why it shows up in that yellow grid section there. Which means that in my interactions with this planet, until Nicholas is done with his task here, I won't be able to use him on that. So you have to manage that back and forth. There's a lot of micromanagements you have to do, which I know a lot of people really enjoy that, and I don't mind it so much. What I mind is how unbalanced the game is, and you'll probably see this relatively soon. It's very difficult in its current state, very punishingly difficult even. So we've got that. So let's just go back to the captain's chair, and like I said, we can do press F to interact because we're close to the planet here. So I'll hit that. Oh, actually, we gotta come out of pause mode. All right, so I'll hit that, and we'll enter orbit. And now we can use our shuttle team, our mining rig, and our resource probe. So if I deploy the shuttle team,
select the shuttle team.
Then I have to select a pilot, a commander, and a medical officer. So pilot, we need someone with good piloting skills, which would be Alden Smith here. Commander, we need someone with good command skills. That would be Nancy. And then the medical officer would be Mary here. She's the best of what's left. Get ready.
Good conditions.
And now it tells me what my chance of success is. 81%. The weather is clear. It will cost me 50 magnesium. So I can either launch or abort. We will launch this one.
Shuttle away.
And then they will, if they succeed, yeah, this shuttle flight was successful. Now I get some more, even more random events on top of all my other random events. Now I can select one of these. I can go to a small village, a celebration, or medical supplies. Let's go to the small village. Alright, Captain, this village is comprised of a democratic elder council. They'd like us to attend a ceremony. Orders? Chance of success 88%. As long as it's not a beheading ceremony, I guess, sure, proceed. We attended the ceremony where they played beautiful music and exchanged gifts. Okay, very good. Continue.
Returning to ship.
And, oh, we got some spare parts. That'll be useful. We got some of this, which I have no idea what that is, and some of that, which I also have no idea what that is. I've seen these before in the game, and I have no idea what they are. None
Captain,
whatsoever.
What are your orders?
Alright, so now we can deploy the mining rig if we want to, or the resource probe. I'd like to see if we can get some resources, but let's do the mining rig first.
The rig crew.
We need a good pilot again, so we'll take Stan. And then we need someone who's good with mining, which would be the MNG thing. So we'll say Billy. Or actually, Nancy's good at that, even better at that. Alright, we'll do that. We're ready up.
Good conditions.
Chance of success is 85%. Let's do it.
Mining rig launched.
And this will trigger a little mini game, which I didn't realize was a little mini game until I realized I kept failing at it.
Scorn closing in on us, Captain.
Alright, we have Scorn. We're at threat level yellow, so we gotta be careful here. And here comes our drill. So we want to just get as many resources as we can. We want to avoid the red stuff and also that other stuff, which will destroy your rig, which I still hit anyway. I hit the edge of it anyway, so it didn't really matter. But now this is as many resources as I was able to get through that. So we will confirm taking all those.
Your orders, Captain.
Resource probe.
Select the remote pilot.
And then we'll do Alden as the pilot. And ready up.
Good conditions.
Yep, do that.
Probe launched.
And I don't know that they skill up at all. I have no idea. I don't know if they do this enough that they'll skill up. I mean, it looks like they would from having the number there, but
resources collected.
I couldn't tell you. I haven't made it far enough or last long enough in the game to tell you what's going to happen or how that works. All right, so we've done all that we can do here. We could deploy again if we want to, but I think we've got what we need. We have an engineering alert. So let's see what's going on here. Civilian flooding. Flooding from a burst water main is taking the lives of civilians who can't reach higher ground. Shut it down before it's too late. Alright, so let's get someone with high engineering. Who's left? Okay, Billy, you go do that. Take care of that for me, please. Alright, so we've done what we can here, I'd say. So let's get a move on. So we'll hit shift here and get our engines.
Resolved.
There we go. Waste overflow has been solved.
Full power.
Alright, and we'll turn slightly this way just so we don't crash into the planet. Now this part here, very beautiful. The outside of this, the controls are nice. You know, I mean it's a lumbering Hulk, so you know it maneuvers like a lumbering Hulk, but it's all this part is very, very cool. The UI is what really needs some work, and if we end up getting attacked here, which we're not because we just got out of that yellow zone, but if we do end up getting attacked, you'll know what I mean when I say I'll be able to have more stuff to point a finger at. I actually could have just sat there and waited for the Scorn to come and just showed you what the combat's like. We'll get into it one way or the other here, believe me. It won't take long. Also, you can see our oxygen remaining.
Impact detected.
Oh, I must have hit a Well, that's funny. I must have hit an asteroid there and didn't realize it. So we gotta go here. There's a flu outbreak, I think. Yes, let's get the medical officer. One with the best medical training. Okay, Mary, you take on the alien flu, please. Thank you very much. Yeah, I must have hit... That's the first time I've done that. I must have hit a... I must have hit an asteroid. Didn't even realize it. Oopsie. So now we're down to 76 hit points, which is going to make combat even more spectacular and awesome. Press F to interact. What are we interacting with?
Approaching planet. Captain, what are your orders?
Oh, this is the same planet we were on. Why? Yeah, why would I want to interact with that? I've already been there. That's weird. It still I guess I'm still within range of it. Now it's cut. Now it has turned me around completely. I don't know which way I'm facing. We'll come up this way maybe. And see, there's a planet over there that looks...
Medical alert.
Looks very... Space diarrhea. Awesome. We have been afflicted by space diarrhea. Alright, let's get this maximum speed.
Maximum power.
Let's see if we can get our medical officer onto that. Which one? Yeah, Mary, you take care of the explosive space diarrhea problem. Of all the things to have hamper us, would be that. I don't know what that green thing is on the yeah. And I can't rotate the camera to tell what that green thing is on the map, so oh well, we're not gonna know. We're not gonna know what that green thing is on the map. And I keep hitting A and D to turn, but that is to roll. So that's not gonna work so well.
Shutting down.
Yes, as you can see, our food supplies have run out. So now we're gonna start getting lots of civilian casualties, which is awesome and terrific. And all those things.
Orbit. Your orders, Captain.
Alright, let's see if we can get some food. Biomatter. So we'll say piloting. Who's pilot? You pilot. Commander should be you. And then medical officer should be you. There you go. Ready up. 92%. Go for it. Alright, flight was successful. Oh yeah, okay, so he's getting +2 piloting. Alright, so they are leveling up as we go. Okay, I was wondering about that. I just noticed the pop-up over there. Sorry if you've been yelling at the screen. Look at the fish species, see if we can get some biomatter. There's something swimming in the rivers of plasma here. Should we attempt to capture it? Chance of success 65%. Yeah, sure, why not? Worst thing you can do is bite you.
Injuries sustained.
Plasma fish stung the medical officer and slipped away. Yep, of course. Of course.
What are your orders?
Alright, let's deploy the resource probe.
Remote pilot.
And we'll get our pilot onto it. And you can ready up.
Good conditions.
Go for it.
Spawn tracking our position. Probe deployed. The remote pilot has crashed the probe.
See, like I said, there's no balance yet in the game. Everything goes to hell at the same point, at the same time. All right, we might as well do the mining rig. Why not? Why not at this point? Pilot and mining is you. You go here, do that for me. Very quickly.
Deployed.
Maybe this time I'll not skirt the edge of something bad, possibly. Who knows? All right, that was successful. And now for our mini game. We got magnesium here, hydrogen, some of this biomatter. Oh, there we got some biomatter. That's what I need. That's what I need the most of right now. And we're not going to make it across that. We didn't make it across that. All right, take all this stuff. We can use all of it. And confirm.
Captain, what are your orders?
Alright, back out. We got a rat infestation now, apparently. So I don't know. I assume that is something for the medical officer to do. Who knows? So let's just put Mary on that. She seems to be good at handling all the crises on board. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually sit here for a little bit, and I'm going to wait for the Scorn to catch up so we can get into some battle. And you can see what the game has to offer as far as combat is concerned. So let me cut away for a moment, and then I'll be right back.
At maximum. Hostile ship detected. Opening comms.
Alright, after puttering around for about 20 minutes here, we finally managed to get the bane of the Scorn here. They finally caught up with us. And they've caught up with us in dramatic fashion. There's 3 ships. Basically, I'm dead at this point. If you can take on 1 ship pretty easily. 3 ships, yeah, not so much. But I'm going to show you what the fighting mechanics are like. And it'll be appropriate that I die in this one anyway, so let's do this.
Crew to
Fight.
battle stations.
And then it says here we need deflector shield is determined by command skill, so someone with high command should be on the deflector shield. Engineering skills for torpedoes and lasers, so we want both of our engineers, high engineering skilled people, to be on that. Unfortunately, that other guy was the higher engineering skill than what I have here, so I'm just gonna have to go with this. And then the medical officer, which I was Mary, actually. Let's move her over there. Let's get the next lowest engineering one. This guy. Alright, confirm. Okay, and this is where it gets to be, I'm gonna pause it for a second here. This is where it gets to be balls. So, first of all, I want you to look at this UI. It's pretty cluttered. I'm trying to explain, let me try to explain some of the things that are going on here. First of all, it's very color based. So in other words, this guy here, as you can see, he's got sort of a bluish color for the weapon area, and he's got a bluish color for the for his shield. And those are important because these here, even though they don't look like buttons, they are frequency buttons. And what you want to do is, if you want to penetrate that shield, if I fire with blue on both of these, all right, I will not get a hit. It will deflect off their deflector shields. In order to penetrate their shields, I have to do a color other than what their shields currently are. So red or yellow in this case. The opposite is true for my deflector shield. Down here, I need to set my deflector shield to whatever color their beams are going to be, which these guys can all have 3 different beams if that's the case. And then I have to hit, once this charges up, I have to hit deflect before they fire on me in order to get a full deflection on it. Of course, we got our ship's hull here and the medical, emergency medical and all that stuff. Also up here is what you're currently targeting. So you can target the shields, you can target the hull, you can target the weapons. In this case, I'm going to target the weapons because that seems like the most important thing to do in this case. And it looks to me like they're going to try to shoot me with blue blue stuff, which I apparently can't click on. Oh, it is clicked. Okay, never mind. It's very hard to see if this is on or not on for that particular one, but it is. I think it is on blue right now, right? Yeah, it is on blue right now. Let's unpause this and let this play out here. So, oh nope, they're going to hit me with red. They're going to hit me with red. So I'll do deflect, and I wasn't in time. This guy's going to hit me with yellow and blue. Right, that didn't go so well, as you can imagine. And I can fire torpedoes, and I'm going to pause again real fast here. So here's the thing. This guy is red, this guy's yellow, this guy's blue. The colors in this, too close together. I have a hard time distinguishing, unless I pause, I have a hard time distinguishing what color is going to be what here. Because because they all look very close together in the spectrum. And I'm not colorblind either. If somebody were colorblind, ironically, they'd probably, if they're red-green colorblind, which is the most common, they'd probably have a lot easier time with this, because that would probably look pink to them, and they'd be able to just figure out, oh, it's either pink or it's blue or it's yellow. For me, I'm having trouble distinguishing between the red and the yellow. The blue I can distinguish, but the red and the yellow I'm having trouble with because they're very, very close together, especially when you're in the heat of battle and you don't want to pause every 5 seconds. So the first point of feedback there would be, you gotta change the colors of those. Like, instead of red, make it purple or something, and instead of yellow, make it green, or some other colors that are much further away from each other, so that they are immediately recognizable that that's what you gotta do. Also, there is no, since this is very, very early, there's no tutorial or anything. I figured all this out by looking on the Steam pages for it, the Steam community pages for it. It's not explained anywhere. In fact, these here don't even look like buttons to me. They look like they're just part of the, they just look like they're part of the background. So you really need to make your buttons look like buttons. You really need to explain things a little bit better. And we're going to have to deflect something here, or not. Why not? So they've switched to yellow, so we want to switch away from that. And of course we missed. So let's deflect here. Fire with this one, which missed. Like I said, you miss far more often than you hit. So that guy's going to be yellow. He's about to fire, and I don't have enough. I don't have enough power to do anything about that. So let's just fire on this guy. Right, they've switched to blue. Let's deflect that red one if we can. There we go. At least deflected that. And we'll switch our frequency of this guy. And he's going to hit us with the yellow. Like I said, going up against 3 of them, not going to work. Not going to work at all, especially when every shot you do misses.
Shot missed.
Every single one of them is missing right now. We want to switch that to yellow. So that guy's about to fire. This guy's also about to fire, so it doesn't really matter at that point, but I can at least deflect one shot. Let's hit that. There we go.
Shot deflected.
And we can fire here on this guy. And fire again that way. And our hull is critical, so we're going to die here very, very quickly.
Injuries
reported. Yep, very, very quickly we're going to die.
Missed, Captain.
And we gotta switch off of the yellow because that's not going to work anymore.
Civilian casualties.
So let's pause for a second. This guy looks like he's going to be red. This guy is going to be blue, but he's going to fire first, so we'll just deflect that one. Fire this. See what happens. There we go, and our species is extinct now. Like I said, that is pretty much a normal, typical run through for me. I purposely turned around and waited for the enemy to come up so that you could see what the combat is like. It's kind of unfair because I happen to be completely outnumbered. But if it was one-on-one, you would have seen a little bit better like how things are going. But yeah, it's all about the frequencies matching and not matching, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of front-loaded information you sort of have to have, but then, I mean, obviously part of the appeal of some of these games is that you don't have that information going in, and you'll learn by taking your knocks on the head and your bruises. But it's still, I still feel like there needs to be balancing all across the board. They need completely overhaul their UI. The graphics inside the game and the movement of the ship are all good. I do think that Q and E should be swapped with A and D, and do the normal, like WASD should be moving the ship left to right, and the roll key should be Q and E, like every other sci-fi game out there. And it's yeah, I mean, it's still extremely early, still 0.1 as the version. So this game, what exists right now, I can see what they're going for. But like I said, it requires a hell of a lot more tweaking, a lot more balancing. They just need to go back to the drawing board on that. There needs to be some sort of difficulty mode where I can set it to like easy, at least to get used to the game, and then maybe set it up higher than that or something to that effect. They did do some tweaking. There's been a patch to this. They did do some tweaking with the difficulty, because before, when I played this off camera, I was getting hit almost immediately by Scorn, and it was Scorn. It was like hundreds of other things going on all at the same time. You couldn't even manage it. They reduced the likelihood that you'd get Scorn almost to a ridiculously low level now, but it's still not quite very well balanced. And like I said, front loading all that information up front, not really that awesome. I feel like they could just have some pre-made ships that you can select from, just do a quick loadout, and then customize those as you see fit to whatever you want, and so on and so forth. So I think there's still a lot to be done here. It's still very early. It is currently $20 US to get into it on Steam Early Access. Normally I would give my spiel about, well, if you have some money, you might want to do it. In this case, I'm going to say you want to wait. You really want to wait for a couple months and check back in on it again after a couple months have gone by. Let us Kickstarter backers kick the tires some more and put stuff in the Steam forums, and also on the games forums. It's definitely a wait, I would say, definitely a wait. But that has been Into the Stars, and that has been my attempt at trying to convey what I've learned of the game and so far, and what else is going on in there. It is by Fugitive Games and published by Iceberg Interactive. It is on Steam Early Access. It is $20 US, and like I said, you want to wait right now and wait for this to get balanced out. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.